everybody, it's Bubbles here, and I'm located at Arundel Mills Mall, and this is my beautiful kiosk. So I'm gonna show you guys something really special. So this cashmere body oil is one of my best-selling oils of all of my products. It's made up of jojoba oil, coconut oil, vitamin E, so the most natural ingredients. Look at that. It absorbs into the skin so good, and it smells amazing. Follow me on Instagram at Bubbles Galore Me, TikTok Bubbles Galore Me as well, and on my website at bubblesgalorem3.com. See you guys soon.
I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna name my business Nails, and I'm gonna let her know. So I shot my shot. I told her. We ended up having to go to court to battle over the name, which is crazy.
You battled this lady?
I battled, but I won, and I always say real respect to her, because a woman that was gonna hate or a woman that didn't want to see you shine, they would be like, nah, you can't have it. But our lawyers came to agreement. I won my trade. I won my registration, and it was up.
She said it was up. Alright, and we got
everybody. My name's Christine. Follow me on IG, nail_JR. Happy to be here. Happy to meet you as well.
Alright, so we about to kick this off. Alright, welcome back to another episode of Vibes Podcast, man. If you see me wearing the same thing, it's because it's the same exact day. I ain't dirty. Listen, we got my guy, Mr. Toxic here. We got, she's new.
I am new.
Okay, say your name for everybody here.
Christine.
And where can they follow you at?
You can follow me on IG, Naomi_.jr.
And we got the lady from 240 DC, land of the brunches, Mo City.
We do got the best brunches.
You know, Park, you know, all the
15th.
spots.
Park 15th is crazy.
Tell people who are you and where you from.
Well, first I got to correct you. It's the 202, not the 240. But I am from Northeast DC, born and raised.
Okay, and your name?
It's London.
Okay.
Mrs. London for those that know me. Okay.
Oh, Mrs. London. And you own what?
Snob Nails, Technician School.
Oh, see, you trying to act like you trying to be modest. You got the #1 what?
Nail Tech School in the DMV.
I ain't hear you. You didn't
what's
say it with the bravado.
There you
Nail
go.
Tech School
Talk
in
that.
the DMV. Yeah.
There you go.
Bun, so she gotta be talking with it. You see saying?
And I'm gonna let
Mr.
Mr. Toxic go ahead and introduce himself.
Y'all know what it is. Hashtag Mr. Got That Glow. Got my edges. No Beijing. Got white teeth. And I got good jeans. You see saying?
And yes, it's saying I said that
Listen,
shit for a
man.
week straight.
Listen, man.
But listen, Miss London, how did it all start?
Ooh, you want the truth? You want the lie? You want the in between?
I want all of them. Because you ain't the 2, 3, 4, 5. You #1.
Yes. So ironically, I got into this out of nowhere. I truly pulled this career and skill out of my behind, right?
Mm-hmm.
My child's father suffered from traumatic brain injury, and my daughter was birthed all within the same 9 months of each other.
Mm.
And I'm a nurse, and I've been a nurse for the last 13 years. And basically, I was trying to figure out what I could do to make the same amount of money that I was making as a nurse, but in entrepreneurship. I made a list. I wrote it down. 32 things on the list. I said whatever 22 is on the list, which is my favorite number, that's what I was going to do. Nail salon was number 22, and I've been up since then.
So hold on.
Is that the lie part or the truth
That's
part?
the truth.
That's the truth. Okay,
So what you saying is you would have went with whatever was number 22.
Yes.
You could have been a construction worker.
Anything that I was doing it. 22 was it.
So how did it start? You jumped right into a salon? Like, how did this whole thing happen?
So what I did was I was like, all right, I got to figure this out, right? I got to figure this out. And so I went to my sister. My sister, I don't know if you guys know who my sister is, but big baller. I went to her. I was like, yo, this is what I want to do. She's like, okay. But my sister, she type person where we need a meeting. You need a plan. I'm like, I ain't got all that. Like, just give me the money, okay? And so I tried to bribe her. We went on a trip to Miami, everything, right? And so she came back. I'm thinking, oh, she about to cut the check. She still ain't cut the check. I'm like, you know what? Bump this. So I had 2 paychecks and my taxes coming. And I called my dad. I was like, hey, Dad, I'm about to do this.
Taxes coming.
Exactly. And then I called my best friend and I told him, hey, B, this is what I'm about to do. And both of them was like, go for it. I went, I got my building, and been going since.
So, but you had to go to a school, right?
So that was after. That's why I said you gotta be careful what's
Hold
recorded.
on. You
right?
did it. What kind of illegal business is this?
Certified.
I mean, now
And that
you
boy
know
Judge
everything
Mathis.
legit, but a few years back. So no, when I first opened, I was not licensed. I didn't know anything about this field, which is why I truly say I pulled this out of my behind, right? So exactly, right?
Period.
Thank you. And so I literally went, got the shop, opened it up, staffed it. I didn't even do nails at the time. And so from that standpoint, I was like, you know what?
Okay, ghost.
Let me learn a little bit of what to do. But the only reason I ended up in school is because I found out that what I was doing
was illegal as
illegal.
fuck. She was money laundering.
I got a question though. I got a question behind it being illegal.
Mhm.
Is it illegal to actually own a business like that without being licensed?
So in DC, yes. In
Gotcha.
Maryland, no.
No, okay,
and
I
I
thought
first
so,
originally
okay.
started in DC.
Got you.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, do you have any shops in Maryland right now?
In Maryland, yes. In Maryland, I do in Temple Hills, yes.
Temple Hills.
Oh, you say you been?
Yeah.
Oh, look how the fucking word. How many shops you got?
Now just one,
Okay.
but in the beginning, 4.
Who are you, ghost?
I
What,
know.
now, did it have anything to do with the pandemic for it to
So
change
what
from 4 to
happened
1?
was during COVID is I was already starting the process of opening up my school, right? And so during COVID, basically we couldn't do services. You know, my nail techs, they was doing good because we could still bring people in. But once the mall, because I'm inside of a mall, so once the mall was like, you gotta stop, you gotta close,
was
I
it.
couldn't do nothing, right? So I'm like, all right. So I was already in the process of waiting to get my school approved. I got my approval during the pandemic. But once you get your school approved, you still got to wait for your school number. So I'm like, all right, let me figure this out. Now, me, the hustler that I am, I went and got an Airbnb. I was like, bump it. Like, y'all not coming to my house, but I'm going to keep traveling out this Airbnb. And so then once that all did what it was supposed to do and I got my number for my school, then I was like, all right, y'all, boom. I went to the mall. I'm like, hey, look. If I can guarantee you to tell you, we keep a track. Who coming in here? Who not coming in here? What space? This and this and that. I keep a paper log. Can I open up? And they was like, you know what? You got a back door. So because you got a back door, you can control it. Go ahead. And that was that.
And
That
then
door word, like, it's just the.
listen, I don't know. I never seen the back door of a mall, but you
Right,
what mall was it?
Obviously.
Oh,
God.
Yeah, you
Iverson
can do a
Mall
lot
got
of
back
stuff.
there, yeah.
There's a lot of
They
stuff.
only got cookies in that motherfucker.
Nah, it can work.
I
It's,
went.
like, it's in PG County, right?
Yes.
It's in
Yeah.
PG
Oh,
County.
you
Yeah,
know
that's-
Iverson
yeah,
when you see
that's
it.
the,
Yeah.
that's the PG.
It
That's the
looked
PG
like a
County
commercial
Mondawmin.
residence with stores.
Iverson is the Mondawmin of PG County.
It is.
It is.
I,
It really is.
I went in there. I was like, so it ain't no stores open in this
Yeah,
motherfucker.
it is.
It is.
So, what do you find the most challenging part? Like we was talking to some other guys about being an entrepreneur. You're a black woman. Do you feel like black women have more opportunities to be entrepreneurs than black men?
Now, it depends on how you look at it, right? Because if you in the streets, men got way more opportunities to be an entrepreneur. But if you in business and structure, women present better to the economy, I would say.
I'm gonna say you
Mhm.
talking to the right person. Go. He building you up for the setup. He building you up.
But so I would say that. But honestly, I believe that equal opportunity, it doesn't truly exist with men and women in entrepreneurship, but it also depends on what sector.
So you're in the what would we call this industry?
Beauty education.
Beauty education.
Mhm.
Would a man succeed in your position if he's, let's say, he's a straight man?
Mhm.
Would a man succeed in your position as a straight man?
Whoa,
Or would
you
he
forget
have
about the
even more-
Asian men. Are you
I was
saying
about to
black
say-
men specifically?
Black man. I'm talking about black man.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm
about to say there's a lot of
black.
Asian men out here.
We talking about black. We talking about
Okay.
black, right? We talking about a black man, right? Because when we normally say a black man doing hair or anything in the beauty
Industry.
it's not necessarily frowned upon, but is
Stereotype.
it's
Yeah.
stereotyped a certain way. Can a straight man have the success that you have, in your opinion, doing exactly what you're doing?
Absolutely. And I've actually employed straight men.
I was gonna ask.
And yeah, I've actually employed straight men. And from that, I would say that the children's mother ain't calling saying they need money no more.
Child support paid. Child support paid.
Like,
stupid.
I could definitely say I had a guy in there and he came to me. The crazy part is we grew up together, right? He came to me and said, yo, London, let me work on your shop. And I'm like, what could you possibly want to do in here, right? And he was like, man, I'm going to get money. I used to cut hair, but I didn't get licensed. So I know if I can learn how to do feet, I'm going to be good, right?
Same thing you did, you know.
I'm
What's a
like-
license?
So I'm like, all right, bet. I give you a shot. He came in there, man. He was wiping the floor with them pedicures, okay? He learned how to do the massage. I'm talking about like he was on it, like on it. And so it could definitely be done.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, it's nothing better than a straight man rubbing your feet. Like, pedicures are the best thing about it. I think it's true what you said.
We would just
Mine is just the pedicures, though. I'm saying the entire thing.
Absolutely.
Cosmetology.
it's, oh.
And not necessarily just, I'm saying the beauty industry, right? I don't want to just tunnel vision into feet because I guarantee you any straight man don't mind rubbing feet, right?
No.
Like when it
No.
most of them anyway, right? 'Cause I ain't a feet guy myself, but I'm saying that type of success, that level of success, that going around being a traveling beauty person, having schools. Do you believe women would listen to a man talking about how you should do hair or nails or even lashes? You know, you got the real lashes, the fake, you know, the one lash at a
Right,
time
right.
ones. I only know that because my sister.
Don't worry
always
about it,
say that.
Tina. We gonna get to you.
My sister say stuff like that, right? Like I said, the one lash at a time. Would a straight man, heterosexual man, do you feel like he would be as successful as a lot of the women that presented on social media, social platforms, or even having a franchise of salons?
I think it's possible, right? But think that you have to look at it strictly from professionalism, right? And men and women like to dibble and dab and mix this and mix that. And so I think that is what will ultimately destroy his business because women are going to flock. Oh, you successful. Oh, you got this. Oh, you got that. Oh, I want a piece of this. I want a piece of that. Then they're going to be put against each other, you know? So I believe it can definitely be done, but he has to be 100% one track mind of business, right? Also, I believe that if he does it more of just owning and not servicing, that he could definitely do good. But you gotta be careful.
We talked about this on a previous episode, and I want to get both of y'all opinions on this. Before I even hit the top of it, are y'all willing? Are you what's your situation with your husband? Is he still with us?
Yes, but that ain't my husband. That's my child's father.
Period.
Yeah, so
my child's father, but he is still alive.
so
Shout out to him. He's an excellent child's father. I would never take that from him.
would both of you ladies right now say at this point in your lives, y'all willing to build with a man that's at the bottom?
You don't want me to get talking because baby.
Tina, I want to hear what you guys say.
Let's go with Tina.
Tina, what you gonna say?
She from Nigeria,
and
right?
it's really
Nigeria?
crazy because I saw that whole like Tyler Perry thing that everybody's been talking about, how he said black women, we have to like learn, I guess, like kind of settle and like, but I mean, if he has ambition, then I guess yes, I would be willing. But if he's going nowhere, if it's just me consistently taking care, I'm not.
So ambition doesn't mean he's moving.
Yeah, I mean, but if I see his passion behind something, I'm gonna always support him. I feel like that's my thing. I'm always a motivator, nurturer, so I'm naturally gonna do that for my man. But if I see like you not doing anything, I'm doing all the work, then no. So I guess it depends.
Toxic, I'm on it. You said your man.
Okay.
We talking about a man you just met.
Oh, a man, no.
Oh. So the
Not at
answer
all.
to that question is no.
It's princess treatment all year. That's what I'm with now. No.
Oh, okay. So you're a man. Miss Ma'ams, you some man is trying to approach you and talk to you. Does he already have to have something?
Let me say this. Prior to the level of success I have achieved, I would have accepted just about wherever you are, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, baby, no.
Okay.
No.
Come on, man. We
No.
talked about this. They not building
So-
from the bottom.
So I guess my follow-up question for the both of y'all would be, at what point does a black man, because we're talking about a black man, we ain't talking about just any man, right? So let's make sure y'all get that out y'all here. We talking about any man. At what point does a black man have the opportunity, even in some of these bigger markets, these bigger metropolitan markets, has the real opportunity to even be successful? See, because now when we talk about the bottom, when we talk about the bottom, when we talk about the mud, we're not talking about like, come on now, we know we ain't talking about a guy with holes in his shoes, right? Holes in his tennis shoes, right? We talking about literally the bottom, like he really got some climbing to do, right? But again, in what metropolitan city we talking about that a black man has the same opportunity you just said afforded to him that he wouldn't be actually starting from the bottom? At what point was he afforded the opportunity to even give the idea of being successful? Like to say that you couldn't start with a man that's coming out the mud.
I mean, I look at her, for example, technically she didn't know anything about her industry she's in right now. She took the time, she built that craft. Even when she
It was illegal.
wasn't like illegal, she did it. Like she pushed herself. So I just take it back to ambition. I feel like if you're passionate about something, it doesn't matter what opportunity, you're gonna strive to get that. That's how I feel in general.
So in general, let's leave it in general.
Mhm.
Again, it still goes back to the same question.
Mhm.
In general, if you're not given at least a slight reassurance that you could be a successful,
But
right?
she didn't say she was reassured.
Hold on.
No,
I'm
that's a
gonna
woman.
interject right quick.
That's a
Oh,
black woman.
she's
No,
back.
we're not talking about a black woman. We're talking about a black man. There's no reassurance in the nation that a black man is deemed to be as successful as a black woman. Even right now in 2023, it's way more successful
Black
women
woman. Yeah. Women, period.
financially, even struggling starting businesses. Is way more women starting businesses year over year than it is black men. It's way more black women that have successful businesses year over year than it is black men. And if you're not willing to, again, start from somewhere with a man, right? Because we hear that what is called the 7, 7, 6, 6, 6 something a man. He got to be 6 feet. He got to make 6 figures.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Right? This is a woman
But
she
why
put
we
out
don't
there.
gotta be the one to carry like reassuring or like be like
Oh
I said,
my
it just goes back to my saying like black women, we're not always reassured, but we have to push ourselves. We have to
Who
carry the
y'all
whole
not
family.
reassured by?
Black
Y'all.
men,
Yo,
y'all don't
ho.
reassure us.
Let's,
Y'all don't reassure
let's
us.
clear this up. Y'all not reassured by y'all man. Y'all are reassured by black men, though. So
They're
what
reassured by everybody. Black men, white men. Black women, white women. Chinese, everybody reassures the
don't
black
reassure us.
woman. It's not
I don't know
one
if
culture of people
London,
that don't
you agree
support
with
black
this?
women.
Absolutely not. This
Speak
man
on it,
living in
sis.
delusional land.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
If you think about it, okay.
So everybody
Even
don't
in the
support black women?
industry- Absolutely not. Even in
Okay.
the industry that I am in, okay.
Mhm.
The reason that I have the buzz and the climb and the humility behind me that I have is simply because we are shunned upon as
Mhm.
black women in my
Mhm.
industry. I created a wave and a movement
Talk
for
your shit.
my people, okay? Us as black women to be successful in
Yep.
this. And I taught it to them via entrepreneurship, not beauty skill. So that you're not just going in and having a skill set and still have to work for them. You're like, no, I'm bossed up. F y'all, you gonna see what I do as a black woman. So absolutely not.
Come on now.
Hold on. So when you say, hold on. So when you say that, and I love the passion. The passion is amazing.
She got
Like,
the bravado.
bravado
She
was like,
said,
this is what
hold
we're gonna
on.
do. Again, going through all of that you just said,
Mhm.
who's your supporters though? Your supporters coming from all over. Your supporters are not just black women. Your supporters are just black women.
I can say this, that if I go through my client log, 98.823% is black women.
Not your clients. Your supporters.
Even
Your
support.
Your supporters is coming from all over. We don't even have each other supporting each other. I'm talking about black men. You literally got black women supporting you, right?
Sir, okay? You're about to
I
make me
tried
go
to
nuts,
tell you what
okay?
he's bringing to
You
the
are-
table.
No, you are wrong.
So
You are
black women is not
1000.
supporting you?
Let me say
You just
this.
said 98% of them are.
Black women are supporting because of the service, okay?
Mhm.
Now, wait a minute.
Go
Wait
ahead,
a minute.
go ahead.
Black women are supporting me that have the same ambition and passion as me. But if you ask me if it's more haters than there are congratulators, absolutely.
That's natural.
No.
It's supposed to be that way.
No. A black man will support another black man faster than a black woman will support another black
Yes.
woman. And
And-
the reason
But that's a
being
situation
is,
with women.
no,
No,
the reason being is black women from the time they're born to the time they die are pitted against each other. Black men are
Mhm.
not pitted against each other.
Mhm.
It's more of that's your bro, watch out for your bro
Yep.
if that's how it works.
Okay.
For women, it's more of, oh, is she prettier than you? Is she skinnier than you? Does she look
Yep.
better than you? Can she dress? So I
Mhm.
don't know where you getting your information from, but baby, you wrong.
But what? Hold.
That's
But
not information because I think what you're saying is the opposite of what you want to say. If you really feel like it's black men supporting black men that way, then whatever information you got is not necessarily wrong. It's more or less misleading, right? Because at what point have you ever seen a black man's march in a sense? And I don't mean a march literal, but everybody, all black men together, right? So as soon as Obama came in, he said, "My brother's keeper." He started a program, said, "Are you my brother's keeper?" Right?
Brandon Scott did that same shit. You see what's happening?
It went away immediately. But when Michelle Obama or any of these other programs for women that help the 40 top women, et cetera, the minority women get these loans, et cetera, those are still around.
And let me tell you
Those,
why.
Don't blame us because we know how to organize.
So
Come
no,
on,
so hold on,
don't
hold on,
get
hold on.
mad. Don't
Wait a minute,
get
wait a
mad
minute,
on us.
wait a
We know how to organize.
But
We can't help it.
I'm more or less speaking to what she was saying.
Mhm.
I'm not saying y'all not structured. I'm not saying y'all don't have organizational skills. I'm saying that's the difference in a woman supporting a woman. Because
let me
y'all are
ask you this.
structured. Men can't support each other because of the
But
competition.
hold.
The competition element in just men versus man is way worse than
Oh,
is she
100%.
prettier than me.
But let's
It's
address
way
up,
worse.
let's
Because
address something
what?
on the table.
All y'all women say y'all ain't in competition with other women anyway.
But why? So I'm gonna ask the women right here. I'm gonna get both of y'all because y'all clearly,
Man.
you clearly agree that the women are very, very catty towards each other. So let's start at the beginning of all this.
They're not in competition with each other.
Why do y'all do this?
It's not that we do this. It's you have to think about culturally, we are raised on I gotta watch my words because culturally, we are raised on survival. We are raised on hardship. We are raised on neglect.
Miss
And
London,
we-
I'm not going for that.
Yes.
Cause
You
stop
gotta
saying
hear
like
this.
every black
But
woman
no,
got that same struggle though.
I don't, because I cannot say that I come from that, right? But what I can say is, coming from a household where my mother literally, if I wanted to spray paint pennies right now pink and go sell them at the not the Census Bureau, what you call that thing, the Mint downtown, she would be outside selling them pennies with me for 50 cents or $500, whatever I want to sell the pennies for, right? How many women had their mothers, okay, even their sisters, able to say, look, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to start. Do you know how many women sit in my class and be like, yo, don't nobody support me? Miss London, I came to you because I hear your story. I come to you because I see what it is you're doing. I come to you because I don't have a mentor. I don't have nothing but myself. I'm the one got to get my family out the mud. And my mother and my father not telling me entrepreneurship. They telling me, oh, go to school. They telling me go get a job. They ain't got nothing. They haven't amounted to nothing. So they can't see where I want to go.
They come from a different time.
I don't come from that.
You say Nigeria, right?
Yes.
Speak on it coming from a whole nother geographic of the world.
Well, Nigerians, we're known to work hard. We're
That's
pushed.
what I'm saying.
And specifically, I believe Nigerian women are like the number one as far as like PhD holders. And it's weird because
Say
in
it
our
again for
culture,
him. Say it again for him. Speak at people.
in our culture, you know, the woman is to believe it doesn't matter pretty much where you are as far as education. You're only taught to kind of be like a housewife, clean, but at the same time, you're taught to like kind of better yourself. For me, I think it was different. I grew up in a single parent home. Like my mom, pretty much, I saw her, she worked hard. She came here, you know, she wasn't a citizen. She started off cleaning hotel rooms and now she's like in nursing. So I think, to speak on what you said, whatever, I do feel like your upbringing kind of pushes you in a way to like kind of succeed, if that makes sense. Because I feel like a lot of my friends actually came from homes where it was no father. It was like no man. So you're only taught like what you know in a sense. So I don't want to say women, like we tend to be competitive, but we're kind of breaking out of that stereotype. I do feel like society pushes black women to feel like we have to be aggressive. We have to work harder. We can't show like any type of emotion. We have to like be known as a strong person. And it's not fair in my opinion or whatever. So I feel like, to piggyback what you said, where you said like why men, like why is it harder for men? I don't think it's harder for black men. I think it's harder for black women in my opinion.
So again, and I'm not going to ever say, talking about my people, nothing ain't hard. I'm never going to say that, right? I'm only saying that it's harder for black men because they continue to push the narrative of separation even amongst the black households, right? For instance, you still got society representing the LGBTQ community in the black woman's community more than the black man's community. They still don't even attack the racial issue community as much as they attack the women support women community in the LGBTQ community. It's like the black man falls all the way to the bottom unless you're an athlete. And even as an athlete, they tell you what the white lady tell you on
shut up and dribble.
Shut up and dribble. Right? I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying black women are not going through a lot more. I'm saying in 2023, the narrative is still to push everybody else to success, but the black man. Even when you got somebody like a Kanye, somebody that's already rich and famous, he make one statement and now they want to blackball him. Right. They want to blackball him. They want to get rid of him.
They can never blackball Kanye.
They can never blackball anybody if we get the right support. Right. But I'm saying the presentation of it. So when you see the presentation of black women on the pedestal or Nigerian women with all these PhDs at younger ages too. I'm talking about young ages, 20, 21 years old with PhDs. How many times have you actually seen?
Are you looking, let me ask you this. Are you looking, out of what you're saying right now, and I ask it to everybody, are you looking for it to be equal or are you looking for it to be fair?
Fair.
It'll never be
fair.
fair.
It'll never be equal. It'll never be equal. It can always be fair. Meaning, if they got a program for minority women, they should have a program for minority men. That's just being fair, right? Like at some point in time, what can be equal? Nothing, in a sense, nothing is equal, right? Because my physical anatomy tells me I'm supposed to be stronger than you anyway. So we can't be equal, but it's fair enough to say, well, just because I can play basketball, that don't mean she can't play basketball. So let's have a basketball league for both so it can be fair.
But the WNBA still paid less than the NBA.
As they should be.
Relax over here, sir.
As they should be. As they should be.
Don't jump on the one example, because then we're gonna mislead what the conversation about or what the content is about. It's about being equal or being fair, right? Equal is saying we should both make the same amount of money. Nothing to ever be equal, but it's fair to say that just because we got a league, you should have a league too. just like I asked you about the question, it's just fair to say that a man shouldn't be considered not heterosexual because he want to be in the beauty industry. That's just fair. Now, equal, you'll always probably have way more clientele because you're tapped in with people that want to be health and beauty. It's not a lot of men that's really going to
You
get
just tapped in.
manicures and pedicures
Right.
every single day. We probably need it more than women, but we get it so much more rare than what women would. So that's what I mean by that. It'll never be equal, but it's just fair to say that, yeah, you're a heterosexual man. Go out there and get a beauty salon. It should be fair that you not be judged because you want to do finger waves.
I'm gonna let you know I get you.
But
You are called the humble hustler, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are, like I said, your manager gave me the rundown on this. You are a mother of 3
Yes.
Oh, wow.
right now. You got
Grind
a
hard.
business. You're succeeding. You are a divorcee, just like me.
I was never married.
You just said your husband?
I said my child's father.
she did.
I
Okay,
never
well, your
said my
child's
husband. I was
father.
never married.
It's just like a black man.
Yeah,
Listen,
your
let me-
child's father,
Yes.
right? We were
Yes.
talking about. Yeah, I'm sorry we had to go through that.
And I've
But
never been married.
with that happening, do you feel, and I'm going to ask you too, and you, do you feel like your dating pool is smaller now because of the success you made business-wise?
That's
And
a good
also because
That's a good
that
question.
you do have 3 kids. Do you feel like, now the men that you would desire aren't really desiring you anymore?
That's a good question.
First off,
That's
she's
a-
beautiful. I don't
Let
know
Tina
any man
go.
that's not going
Go
to
ahead,
desire
Tina,
her.
go.
Like, no,
Tina about to cook.
She
Let
better
her
go.
cook.
That's
Let her
good.
cook.
Let's not put that
Let
out there. You
Let her
look good.
Thank you.
Let her cook. Cook, Tina. It's on you. Answer that question.
So I am a mother too.
Okay.
Back there, but I personally feel like I'm still desired by men. I don't think it's an issue. I think when I have a bomb ass personality, that's just me or whatever, and I think I just bring a lot to the table. So I don't think it's an issue for me to meet men. I feel like men usually don't care if you have a child. Like if you're in my certain age group, I'm not putting my age out there, but my birthday is this week.
Hey, happy
Happy
But
birthday.
thank you. But I do feel like it's expected. Like okay, it's normal. It's like the norm. And even then, some people who are like in their early 20s have children. So I don't think it's an issue. I don't think it brings down her dating pool, especially because she has her own businesses. If anything, I think you hold shit
You better
down.
cuss.
So
You
if
better
anything,
cuss.
a man will want that type of woman on their arm. It's like I can trust you to help support me at the same time, love me correctly. So
Yeah. Let's see.
Let's
I
see.
would say this,
That's a good question.
that again, with my level of success, it makes me have more discernment on who I choose to date. And it
Like
makes me
Good
have the
shit. Like it.
ability to ask myself, with what I got going on and where I'm at, do I want this person to come in my life? Do I like this person? Because I don't need anything from this person. So is this person valuable or an asset to me? Or will this person come in, bring me down, destroy me, or make me lose focus, right? Now, when it comes to my children, me and my children, we're a package deal no matter what. So
Jesus
it's me
Christ.
and 3
Yes.
or none of us
She
at all.
said me and
Yes.
3.
However,
That's a
when I
Jesus Christ
date,
moment.
I don't introduce my children to any man unless we have been together for at least 2 years. So
The fuck?
I love that.
Yes.
Hell no,
Yes.
hell no,
Yes.
hell no.
No, I think
Yes.
I
2
think that's
years?
perfect. Yes.
2 years
Yes.
is crazy.
why?
I
Think about it.
That's great.
And
I
to
think
be-
it should be
Man,
even longer.
shut up.
I don't
2
wanna-
years?
God.
So you dated this man for 2 straight years, right?
He likes that.
2 straight years, and he's never met your kids. Like y'all was exclusively together,
I love
pretty
it.
much dating for 2
I
years.
love it.
So,
Right.
So let me say
He can be
this,
there, but I
okay?
love it.
The guy that I'm no longer with, no, we were together for a little while before my children came along. That's actually how he got me to fall in love with him, was through my children, right? Prior to that, yes, I had been single and dating, but never seriously locked in for 3 years. And no man during that time. My children have only ever seen their father and him. That's it. They know no other man.
That's how it should be, honestly.
Oh shit.
So
She
let
played
me
that shit
answer that
smooth
question
up,
real
didn't
quick.
she?
Listen, I like what you're saying. I think it should be until you get married. I think it should be until you get married.
I don't know
Listen,
about
listen,
that.
listen,
I don't know
listen,
about
go
that.
ahead,
That's
man.
a
Hear me out.
little-
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Man, go ahead.
Hear me out. Not really.
So you
Hear
gonna
me out.
hotel hop for years, bro?
It ain't hotel hopping.
What you gonna do?
You can't go to
just have
somebody's
them
house.
You
Wait,
come
wait.
in, then before the
Hold on,
sunrise,
You gonna be
and then
Mr.
sneak out.
Johnny for
'Cause
5 years, and now you with my mama?
Listen,
Or when they with their dad, that's when you
Period.
come in.
Understand what I'm saying by that. Understand what I'm saying about that. That's too much information until we marry. Like, why do I need to know all of that and we ain't even thinking about a long future? Like you said, you made a statement saying he made me fall in love through my kids. Meaning you can be great with the kids. The kids get a whole bond with you. But you a mess with the motherfucker though. Like you a whole mess. Like y'all don't even belong together. Y'all complete opposites. But since you got a connection with my kids, I don't want to hear my kids now all of a sudden saying, whatever happened to him or her or whatever it is because of the bond you built, right? So and if we're not getting married or talking about anything that has real longevity to it, keep them away.
No.
Because I'm dating you. Now, that's when you say me plus the 3, that's a package. That's when I say, oh, Lord. That's all Lord because
Oh, Lord.
I'm not dating your kids. I didn't meet your kids at the club. I didn't meet your kids at Planet Fitness. I ain't meet your kids with you when I met you. So it wasn't you and your kids, right? Because if I met you and then you had your kids with you and them motherfuckers was showing off in public, regardless of how bad you is, regardless of about how much you got, I don't want you. You got a whole you got a crew of motherfuckers that don't even listen to you. Like, so why would I want you if they don't listen to you? I ain't gonna listen to you. That's what I mean by that. So again, I agree with that. Even if it's 2 years, again, I think it should be until marriage because that's too much information. Like, I don't want you to get close to my kids and I gotta cut you off, even though you're a good person to my kids. They like you coming to the basketball game. They like when you cheer for them because I ain't gonna go, but they like when you there, right? Like on some like real shit. Like if you was dating me and I was teaching your son how to play basketball, but you ain't know nothing about basketball, like damn, he was teaching me the Allen Iverson crossover.
Oh my God.
Right? So where he go at? Now it was like, oh, you made me fall in love. So now I gotta try to continue this friendship or have something sustainable with you because of my kids. Now that person gonna be misled because it's like, oh, you keeping them around for your kids, but then when you start dating somebody else, it's like, yo, I ain't supposed to be around.
So you saying everybody should? Do you agree with that? Do you agree that everybody should, if preferable, everybody should date? Because you were saying earlier, which I never heard a woman say, you have to do something or provide me with a reason to be with you. But for a long time, if a man says, "Hey, I need X, Y, and Z for you to do for me," right? A lot of women get stuck in the "I'm independent, I can do my own thing." I need you to do something for me. And that's your logic, right? I'm on the same logic. So ideally, you want a man that's exactly like that, right?
Real quick, how many men you met that said it's me and my 3? And you either taking me and my 3 or you not?
Oh, so let me tell you this.
Oh, shit.
Okay?
Like,
Please don't tell me you don't date a man with
ever hear
kids.
a man walk around saying, yo, it's me and
Let
my
her eat.
6.
She
Let
don't
me
date
say-
men with kids.
No, I'm not gonna say that. But
What?
let me say no. Let me say this, right? When I meet a man, I asked him 3 questions, and one of them is how many children that you had. And then I always ask what are the ages of your children, because that matters. Okay.
Yeah.
The reason that matters is if you have 2 or more children by 2 or more different women, sir, you are the problem. Okay.
Get the fuck.
Now, wait a minute.
London.
Also, with their age as well, my children are spaced far apart. All my children.
Are they with one man?
No.
So you are the
No,
problem.
what you saying?
You're the
Too far
problem.
apart. It can't be by one man. It's too much space.
Okay, excuse me. A woman has children. I truly believe this. A woman has a child for a man based off of what that man has presented to her.
And you think we don't do the same?
Wait. Or the dream that he has sold to that woman.
Right.
So therefore, you lock in and you say yes. Well, let me say that I do. I ain't just meeting you and one night standing you. Okay. What I'm saying is we gonna go through this and we gonna plan this baby that all my children plan. Now, when it comes to
That's nice.
wait, because don't take me wrong, right? But when it comes to a situation of I meet a man and he says, oh, he has 3, 4, 5, 6 kids, right?
God damn.
The first thing I'm saying is, oh, Jesus, to myself. I know I'm not going, but I want to know, how many children's mothers do you have? What ages are your children? Do you and your children's mothers get along? That's the biggest red flag. If a man cannot get along with his children's mother, okay? Let me say this, majority of the women want to be a great co-parent. But that man, because he has lost control and he is bitter, he himself does not make it easy to co-parent.
Yes.
Now, there are women because they get upset and they get bitter, but it's far less of that than it is of the men, right? And the reason I say that is, okay, if you think about it, you meet a man and he tell you he got 4 kids, 1, 3, 2, 6. You ain't give yourself no time to heal, no time to figure out what was going on with this woman. You laid down with her, you had unprotected sex, and boom, there go your kids, okay? Versus, let's say you got 1 child, my daughter, my oldest is 13, right? My next she just turned 10, but they 4 years apart, right? It took me 4 years to trust a man to have a baby again, okay? And then my son, he's 1. So that means they're 13 years apart, 10 years apart and one. So I hate to say that I ain't had sex in 10 years and 13 years. I absolutely have. But have I really said, oh, I can see myself having a baby with that man? Absolutely not.
So
Would you want to chime in first as a woman? 'Cause I
please,
got something to say.
because you
got something
have
to say.
children. So what do you like to say to this?
A child, but
A child.
A child.
I honestly, I have dated like men with multiple
It's the
child
baby
mothers.
mamas. If
I
you,
feel like
Baby
baby mother
mama.
is such a fucking horrible term.
it's
Okay.
crazy.
But
It's some I'm out there.
yeah,
though.
it is. But I hate saying it. But personally, I agree with what she said because he would say one thing, and I'm like, because I've been on the other end, I'm like, I know it's two sides to every story. I also felt like he kind of always made it seem like his child, like his children, oh, I have to do things for my kids. I'm like, I'm a single mother myself. I don't have a lot of support, but I still make time for you. It was always kind of like a crutch. And I felt like I can't do this no more. So for me, I personally wouldn't want to meet a man with a child. I'm open to it, but I just feel like it's not something that I would be interested in because I just don't want to deal with somebody else. That aspect. My child's father, he's non-existent. You know, he comes
Right.
every birthday, that's it, or whatever. So I have no issues, no man knocking down or like saying, don't be around my son. But for me personally, I don't want to date anybody with a child.
But
I feel like
isn't that hypocritical because
I
you
just
have
said
one?
I'm a hypocrite. I know.
But does that? Are you saying? Are you going to say that's going to change as you get older, or just this is
I
standard?
mean, it. Like I said, I was open to dating a man with a child. I did. He had 2 different baby mothers.
Was that
He
your
had-
first and last one?
No. It was a guy before that. But yeah, I mean, it's not something for me. It's just,
Oh,
I
right.
mean, they not here. It didn't work out. So I'm like, I'm just not. It's not something I want to do ever again in life.
So the reason why I had something to say because it really, when you say right, you say not want to deal with a man with kids. You said that as well, right? You don't want to deal with a man with kids.
She thinks they have
No, I'm
instability.
just asking.
She
I'm just
half and
asking.
half.
More than
It's
two.
just, it's just something.
She got
all right.
3
All
and
right, so-
saying
It's
more
a
Alright,
than
so-
different.
crazy.
It's levels to this.
All right, so that's all right. So this is the question. Remember, we got to this topic because you said, being as successful as you are with kids, do you get the man that you desire,
Mhm,
or do you have that opportunity? Right
mhm.
in your position, the men for the both of y'all that y'all desire, like that y'all want, not that you need, right? Because the man you need is probably an ugly guy that's gonna take care of you
Oh
and he
my
gonna
God.
love you, right? Seriously, dead ass, right? What I mean by that is because what you desire, even for yourself, you said, I prefer not to date a man with kids. And for you, it's like stipulations on the kids, right? Like if you got a 6 and 7 year old by the same woman, but y'all ain't been together, you know, it's stipulations to
Yeah,
this shit, right?
that's
It's
doable.
kind of weird, right? It's kind
Crazy.
of weird, right? It's crazy,
It's crazy
right?
as fuck. Yeah,
It's-
yeah.
The man you require or the man you desire don't want what y'all have. For
Mm.
instance, you got a 13-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 1-year-old, and you're not with. I don't know if you're with the 1-year-old. I'm not asking you that question.
We're not together.
Well, thank you for telling me. But and then you got a 1-year-old that you're not even with. The man you want is gonna say the same thing that you said, but the ages just don't seem right. How you got a 1-year-old and you ain't even with him? That don't make sense. So you might
This
say
is recent.
you might say it's the guy because you waited 4 years from the first 2, and then you waited 13 if you want to count the last one, and then 10. But he like, wait a minute, it got to be her then
It
because you got
gotta
a
be her.
1-year-old and you ain't even with him. So what you want or desire, the reason why essentially he's not in the realm of getting is because he looking at it the exact same way you is. So now you gotta settle. Now, I'm not saying you, in a sense, you gotta settle now. You gotta say, God damn, now I gotta mess with that guy with 3 baby mothers. Or you're gonna be
He
lonely
got a
and
point.
successful,
He
right?
got a point. He got a point.
Or you're gonna just be going around for 10 years having sex regularly and with the fun bun, right? In a sense,
With the fun bun.
same way like you, Tina, I get it. I understand, but you got 1 child, not even children. You got 1 child,
So you're doable.
but not even doable
She's
because
not
she just
doable.
said, no, listen. Wait,
You're going to be more susceptible. I will more susceptibly chase a woman that has 1 child
I can respect
versus
that.
her that says I have 3, and the ages, like you said, are so far
Well,
apart.
know
well, they
what?
should literally be wanting a man that say, well, it's me and mine too.
Mm.
So you either going to accept me and mine.
Like I'm gonna accept you and yours.
Meaning when it's Christmas, you buying them gifts too. If I got 6, you buying 6 gifts.
So
And
let
it's-
me say this, right? I'm gonna say this. So prior to me having my son, okay, I was open. Ironically, I've only ever dated 1 man with a child, right? Even though I had my 2. Ironically, it wasn't like this what I wanted. It's just what came about, right? And so when that happened, I knew that I only had one child left in me. Okay, I knew I didn't want no more. 3 was a possibility, but I only had. I mean, 2 was. 2
Was that when you
where
had
I
the
was.
1-year-old? When you say you got one
the
left?
1 year old. We ain't even getting this. The 1-year-old.
Listen, she said she had
When
10
did the
years
one
of fun.
child in me start?
She
The
had
one
10 years
child-
of fun, bro.
The
Like
one child left in me for the right man, which should have been my husband, okay, was the baby that I had, which was my son, okay? Now, prior to that, I was very selfish with where I was in my career. I was very selfish with what I had achieved and where I was going. So I didn't want any more children, right? Life was good. My kids, we up, whatever. However, the person I was with, he didn't have any children. And
you got to give it up.
Exactly. He didn't have any children. And I made a deal with him. We stayed together 5 years. By this age, if this is what works, I'll give you a child. And so year 5, he got his child, right? Exactly. So, but if you ask me now, would I have dated a man prior to that did not have children? Yes. Now, actually, I only want to date a man that already has a child.
So you don't got no more left in you.
I don't want any more children. And so when I met this guy that I talk to now, I didn't think he had children. And then
you said you didn't think he had children.
I didn't ask. That wasn't a topic of conversation.
For 5 years.
Right?
Wait. How is not when you said you got 3 questions you ask a person when you first meet him?
I'm not talking about my son's father. I'm talking about the man I talk to now. Okay.
But you should already know.
Okay, so we ain't get there. Listen, I asked him other 3 questions. It's a whole other story. Okay, but I didn't ask that up
Women,
front.
hypocrites. You right, Taylor.
Okay,
right.
I did not ask it up front, but I was very vocal about my 3 and me not wanting any more children. And then after we dated for a while, he came to me and he told me that he did have a child. And I was like, oh, that takes so much pressure off of me. Thank God, because baby,
it
this
ain't
one
our child.
Oh, well.
But that's what I meant by, so if you think about what that man did, he did what I was saying. That's too much information at the beginning. Why you wouldn't even know about my kids anyway?
You don't even know if you like me.
So that's why I was saying it that way. Like, so when you say you want to, so when you call that a red flag, the 3 questions you ask is the biggest red flags ever. Because you asking about my kids,
you ain't
tell
shit
me
about me.
No, I do. So my 3 questions are you a
now
murderer?
You got 6 questions. Now she got 6 questions.
Are you a murderer? Are you a pedophile? And how many children you got? Those are my 3 questions.
And all 3 of those you can find out for free.
You can. You definitely can.
All 3 of those you can find out for free.
You definitely can. Okay?
And most women vet their men. So, and if they got friends that really is in the world, like, they gonna vet that man. Yes. Trust me.
So let me ask y'all this: do you love love?
Do I love love?
Yes.
No.
Do you like being in love? Do you like love?
No, I love love.
Yes, I enjoy being in love.
Do you love love?
Yeah.
Okay.
For all the wrong reasons, but yeah.
Okay.
Listen, I want to get married to get it off my bucket list, and it's for the wrong reason, right?
Don't worry about that. So if everybody loves love, if everybody loves love, has everybody in here dated a successful person in their own right, like an actual successful person?
I've only ever dated
had
successful
sex
men.
with them, but never dated them.
I've had a mixture of scrubs.
Okay, so mixture of scrubs. You doing what you doing?
Would I deem a successful woman?
Like overall, like if anybody's seen this person, they can say, "Oh, she's successful."
Yeah, but not to me though, because
what the fuck? What?
Because a woman gotta make more money than me for me to deem her successful.
Man, if you make 2 million, she made 2 million point 5. She's successful.
She's successful.
But if she made 2 million and you made 2.5,
she not. She not.
What?
Do I need to explain? See this
this man.
That's what exactly. I'm like, what?
So think about this. Think about this. When you hear, you're like, God damn, why he always right? Listen to what I'm telling you. If a woman makes more money than me, that means she's gonna love me for me. She's not gonna love me for what I provide.
But if she making damn near the same amount as you, she not worried about what you got.
That means she love me for me.
Right, so she don't have to make more money than you to love you for you.
Well, you even making 2 million with me or 2.1.
Okay, so back to my question.
It's the same
if
difference.
you're dating successful men, as you said,
if you financially making less than me, you will never love me for me in my eyes.
What
looking at
scumbuckets do you be dating?
It's not scumbuckets. We talking about the presentation of women. The presentation of women is what? To be taken care of. Am I saying something wrong?
We talking about love. Right.
Agreed.
Right.
Yes.
But that's still love. That's still love.
But what I'm saying is the presentation is more.
Thanks,
more
cousin.
For that one though.
Yeah.
For the love of money. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying Bell's curve tell you it's more likely for somebody to love you for your money than them loving you for you.
So stick with that.
That's all I'm saying.
You only date successful men. What? Let's just put it out there. What have your men career-wise been?
So let me say this. It's not that I only date successful men.
You literally
it's
just said that.
No, what I'm saying is I said I've only ever dated successful
So that's
men.
mean you only date
So
successful
that
men.
is what I have attracted, if that makes any sense.
You
Not
ain't never
me.
extract no bums in London.
No.
You light skinned.
So let me say
more
this.
than anybody
What?
else.
There's a guy right here at
Oh my
7-Eleven that would love you to death.
To death,
He
bro.
might love me, but I don't
Death,
mean
bro.
that. But no, honestly, I could definitely say I have dated men that have all been successful in their right. And I actually have been the person that built them up or gave them
Come on,
some
black
substance so that they themselves
Come
could reach.
through, black
My son's
woman,
father, I
yes.
made him a millionaire in 6 months.
Period. Come on.
That's the
Listen.
youngest one?
Listen,
My son, yeah.
Yeah.
sometimes
Oh,
you
yeah.
gotta just, you made him a millionaire in 6
In
months.
6 months.
Go ahead, hold on. That's the clip. Go ahead. How you turn somebody to a millionaire in 6 months?
Next subject.
I mean, I know she said she used to get it illegally, but goddamn.
Yeah.
Next subject. That's all I'm gonna say.
I got 6 free months in my life
girl's
right now.
dad, what you call it? We were together when we were younger. But it's before my girl's dad got injured, he was a millionaire.
That you made him one?
We came up together.
Yo, who are you?
Yeah, we came up together.
You the
But-
plug.
No.
I got 6 free months in my life right now. Literally.
Baby, never.
But coming from
6 free
success,
months.
with you having, you got the 3 kids, you got your own business, and a man is already successful, say he don't want no kids. Everything's good. Now, does that, y'all put the time in, I'm going to ask you this honestly. Does his wealth and his success make it more acceptable and understanding if he cheats?
Baby, why you think I'm single right now? Okay, we ain't going there. We're gonna keep switching the subject. But baby, let me tell you this: if I was a woman that did not have self-worth, I would have turned the other cheek because baby, life was good. However, because I have self-worth and I have my own, and I made myself and then made you, I would have never stayed because I would never be the woman that went from the wife to the side chick. Absolutely not.
I got a question. You want to answer that too?
No. Let's ask.
So I got a question.
Oh, well, we got to make sure she answers. Tina, if he was successful, wildly successful, money, are you staying? Would you flip from being
If
a girlfriend
he
to a side piece?
In the Nigerian culture, a lot of men
have
they
multiple
have
women anyway.
they have wives here in Nigeria. They come over here, they have their fun. So it's accepting in my culture. Like women kind of look against it, like divorces look down upon,
Yeah.
things like that. I mean, personally, me, I agree. Like I have self-worth. I wouldn't want that, but in the past, in my gold digging era, when I wanted niggas to take care of me, I wasn't against it. First off, every female had a gold digger era. It's just what it is.
And a whole phase.
No.
No comment.
Look, she
And
was
whole
with the
face.
gold digging era. She said, hell yeah, sis. Whole face.
No,
You lost me. I was with the gold digging shit,
so you
though.
would be considered Americanized,
Um,
essentially, then, right?
I mean, I grew up here, but I was
Oh,
born.
okay. So you
yeah,
okay?
mm.
Okay. So,
We
my
got
question
gold
to
digging
both of y'all:
eras.
success, right? We talking about success, and we talking about once you hit a certain mark, you success, right? We successful, right? We deem it successful. Does sex now supersede success?
What you mean?
Sex. Does good sex do good sex supersede success?
Yes.
If he giving you good sex,
Mhm.
do it now allow him to do even more?
No, absolutely not. Let me tell you something. A man will continue to do what you allow him to
That's
do.
a fact.
So therefore, if I said, oh, babe, keep turning the blind eye, it's what it is, never open my mouth, don't say nothing, right? He's going to now get better at cheating because I didn't figure out how he did this, how he did this, how he did. So now it's going
You
to
got
be
a point.
A level 1.
Let's eliminate cheating.
Mhm.
Let's go with something a little more understanding in a relationship. Let's say mental abuse, right?
Mhm.
And I don't want to say it to the extreme. Let's just use regular. We argue a lot. What
Mhm.
people deem toxic.
And before we get to his next one, we got some ads from the sponsors, man. Shout out to Bubbles Galore
Shout out to
at
Bubbles.
Arundel Mills Mall. She follows you.
Mhm.
#1 DMV soap artisan right now,
black
man.
woman too.
Black, she's a
Black
black
woman.
woman.
Light
And
skin too, y'all.
and she
light
light skin with
skin.
kids.
Light
Listen,
skin.
they
Oh my
doing it.
gosh.
Listen, shout out to Bubbles Galore. She's a sponsor of the show. Dope woman, dope products. Get your skin right, make you feel good. My mama didn't bought it. My
I did
grandmama
too.
didn't
That's how
bought
come I
it.
came back with a tan this
Hey,
time. I
listen.
bought it.
Yeah, you shouldn't have been outside. Support this woman, Bubbles Galore Me. And shout out to right here, as you're going to see the video, another black-owned brand, man. Sandbox. These are two brothers, man, that actually got it from the sandbox with each other. They reached out to me. I love the product. I love what they stood for, man. They have stood on nothing but business. The clothes are amazing. They make unisex clothes. And you know I wouldn't be right if I didn't have one thing, the code. Use code VIBES on their website. Get 10% off your total sale. And we're going to get back. But before I want to know why you successful, why you are just amazing at everything that you do, and why you just toxic. There's a guy here, man, that has been beside me for a couple months now, and I wouldn't be right if I didn't let him come here and interview you. So I'm going to bring on the new co-host of the Vibes podcast, man. EJ might have made it to the NFL from Florida, my famous little jit, Henley. Come on over, man. Come on over.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that production because that's you gotta stop. You gotta stop you gotta stop using jit and everything because you're not saying it right.
What is it? A jit?
Jit, yeah, it's some South Florida slang.
It's a
man.
Florida thing?
It's,
Oh,
it's a Florida thing.
Jit. That's
It
funny.
is. All it is just talking about someone that's younger than you, someone younger or smaller than you. That's all.
Okay.
Is.
Use a jit.
So, like my co-host said, I'm the new co-host of the Vibes podcast.
Congratulations.
Thank you. He took an opportunity, took a chance on me because after I voiced that I was interested in getting into the podcast game, he decided to go ahead and give me the opportunity after doing a couple shows with us.
That's dope.
Like that. So I appreciate him for that. But back to the topic at hand. I'm gonna let you ask your question, but I've been sitting in the back and I've been listening to everything being said. I want to say this. Two things. One. one.
She ready. She
Um,
gonna go for it.
I think it's the other way around. I think some guys will put up with the children more often than the women will, but I think that's crazy that y'all won't do the same thing, vice versa.
That's a fact.
I think it's
Fact.
crazy.
Testimony.
Guys put up with the women because they get in the okay.
The
And
pum
so
pum. They get in the pum
and
pum.
exactly.
I'm sorry if I'm
That's a
if
good
I'm
way of
into
putting
you,
it, bruh.
it is. But if I'm into you, I already know from the jump that you are a package deal. I already know that you're a package deal when I get involved with you from the jump,
Ain't they
especially if
getting
I'm
the hum-hum
vibing with you, because y'all know this better than we do. Y'all can tell the difference between a guy that's coming with bullshit.
How you think half these motherfucking kids out here?
Y'all, you know what? You know why I can tell y'all know y'all know how I know that.
Baby,
Y'all know how I know that because
y'all
y'all can pick out the guys that's coming to the table that's putting on for show and I
They the
actually
ones they
don't.
want.
That's the ones y'all really want. Y'all don't want the ones that's really out here in the trenches doing what they got to do. Y'all want the ones that's play pimping. Y'all want the
They
ones
want
that's like you said earlier. That put up that fake it till you make
Yeah,
it.
they want the ones that everybody in a sense want, right? I'm being honest. It's one of the ones where we all want the ones that everybody want, and then when you get the one that everybody want, it was really some bullshit in a sense. 13, 10, and 1.
Oh, excuse me.
No.
You being funny.
Because let me
Hold
say
on,
this.
hold on.
I ain't
No.
never had the one everybody want. I've been the one everybody want.
Period.
Okay.
Okay.
So if
So
you
hold on,
hold on, use that
I got you.
logic,
So
that
let
means
me
it
go
gotta
ahead.
be
Let me
you
go
then,
ahead.
right?
Let me
It
give
gotta
y'all an
be y'all
example.
then, right?
Let me. So I'm gonna
It
give both.
ain't me.
So I'm gonna give y'all both an example. I'm
Matthew,
gonna use.
my girl's dad has traumatic brain injury. That's why we not together.
So
okay?
I'm
Big
gonna
difference.
give both y'all an example. I'm gonna use myself as the example. Take me out of what I currently have on and everything. Say I'm wearing some basic.
Fubu.
There you go.
Say
Some
Fubu.
basic, something real basic and nothing like that. I don't look like I have no
Fubu with
money in the
Vans
bank.
on.
I'm just going to the store real quick or something like that. But you see a guy
It's
that
coming
has
back in
on.
style.
You got a guy that's got
Yo.
you see me at the store. You wouldn't even think to stop and let me have a conversation with you. But the guy that's coming with the Gucci belt and the Fendi t-shirt and all of that stuff
From New
got
York
the,
corner store.
yeah, they
Maybe
just
from
got
the
it from
shop.
this got it from around the way. Y'all gonna give him the time of day
You
for
are
y'all.
absolutely wrong, sir. Okay.
I'm-
Let me tell you why. Because I walk out the house with my hair halfway done sometimes. I wear my favorite clothing line, Avia from Walmart, okay? Which is sweatpants, shirt, stuff like that. Or I put on some Adidas or something like that. I don't look this good unless I'm going somewhere.
Like,
Okay, when you got money, you ain't got to put on. Okay, so if I see a guy designer down, I know that he is broke. Okay, so I'm not
Not
attracted
always.
to. Also, trust and believe. Okay. Also, if you're going somewhere, okay, and you see a man in a regular t-shirt or something like that, I know quality of clothing. So therefore, I'm like, okay, he done paid $250, $300 for that white regular t-shirt versus the guy that got the fake Amiri plastered across his shirt, okay? Also, I'm looking at shoes. I'm looking at watches. There's certain staple pieces that you watch. I got a father, and my daddy come correct all the time, okay?
Absolutely.
So therefore, no, I'm not sitting here going, oh, he got a Gucci belt on this. Actually, I'm laughing at the inside of my head going, this Bama, look at this, okay?
Bama.
Second of all, no, you're wrong again, okay? Because when it
I'm
comes
telling
to
you, you're wrong, EJ. Like you've been wrong
no,
since you
but
got
what
on
I'm
the
saying
show.
is
I
this.
see the maturity in her response though. That's why I'm that's why I'm fucking with it. I see maturity because I'm telling you right now, I can tell you right now, she's not nobody in her early 20s. She's not no
I would
youngin.
have thought you were Bush.
Yeah,
To be honest
you're
with
not,
you.
you're not a young, you're not a
and
youngin.
Bush is an
'cause-
African term, a Nigerian term for somebody who just came overseas. So they think they look fly. I would have been like, oh, he's just like a Bush guy.
Oh, I
whatever,
thought you were
like
talking
natural.
about me.
No,
That's
not you. When he was talking
okay,
about no, whatever. So I would have naturally thought you were like Bush or whatever. I would have thought that about you.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I can tell, I can see the maturity in her response and her
They
demeanor.
not mature
Just saying-
responses, but go ahead.
You know what?
I'm not. We're not gonna do that. I'm not gonna get involved in that at all. But what I'm
Right.
saying is, you can tell when just like demographic, age group, it matters. It matters because you're not gonna have no conversation with nobody that can't have the same conversation as you.
But the weird part is, and I know you, the Walmart gear, et cetera, it's a big difference from a woman wearing those things than a man. Listen, hear me out. What I mean by that is a man, and the way y'all present it, and I'm not going to even defend and say we not. A man going to sleep with anybody, anything. Like she walk outside with anything
True.
on. What I'm saying, so
I'm
so-
not
so
agreeing
for
with
a
you on
woman
that
to
one
come
at all.
outside.
I'm not agreeing with you on that one at all, brother. I'm
Trust
just gonna
me,
be
y'all got
real.
standards.
So
Yeah,
listen,
well.
and I'm not going to disagree with the standards portion. I'm agree with it, but I'm saying for a man, a woman's standards are so high, she's not going to allow that.
That's what I'm saying. It depends.
Everything depends. We not talking about.
Let me say this. If
Even if it's a $250 white T-shirt, that's still a standard. That's in the thread count. If it's a 600 thread T-shirt compared to a 100 thread T-shirt, you know the difference. If you lay on 100 thread sheets compared to a 600 thread sheet set, you know the difference. That's what I mean by the standards.
Okay.
A man don't care if it's a 100 thread sheet set.
Sure
They
as hell
should.
don't. Sure
But
as
I
hell
mean,
I'm not
don't.
disagreeing with you. I'm not saying they shouldn't.
Mhm.
I'm saying that's the case. That's the reason why, as a woman, you can walk outside with something from Walmart that costs $10 or Sheen that costs $4 and then rip away as soon as you try to run. You can wear that shit and a man ain't gonna care. But if a man gonna buy something from Sheen, you gonna tell a Sheen.
I
You
mean,
ready to
but
tell
I
that shit to
also
Sheen.
personally think
Men ain't even supposed to be wearing that shit. But go ahead.
women, we know how to like look aesthetically pleasing. So we'll date a man. I feel
Wrong for
like
that.
if you're
Not
handsome.
supposed
So if I saw you looking like that, naturally, I'm like, okay, he's a project. I can work with him. I'm gonna start taking
A
out pants I
project
don't
is
like
insane.
and be like, oh, you know, like
That's
I don't mind
insane.
styling him, but I just feel like it depends. But women aesthetically, we just know how to put things better.
Hey, that's,
I'm sorry for you.
So you don't mind?
That's the craziest thing I've ever
So
heard in
you
my
don't
life.
mind?
That's how I view it.
That's
I'm
the
like,
crazy.
I'm
I'm sorry. That's
I'm
the
gonna work with you.
that's
Like,
the
I like your
craziest thing.
personality, vibe well. You
That's
just
the
don't
craziest
dress
thing I've
well.
heard in
I'll
my
make
life.
that
I'm not even
exception,
gonna
and I'll
lie
help
to you.
you get to the level I want you to be at aesthetically. Like that.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem doing that.
I've literally never heard a woman say that and really mean it. Like that's different.
Hey, listen, I'm over here like I'm letting her say it. I'm over here like in my mind. I'm like,
She got
damn,
you out the mud, bro.
yeah,
she
she
got
just
you out the
yeah,
mud,
she just
bro.
off a project.
She
That's
got you out the
crazy.
mud.
Not that you, but I'm saying.
So
like,
I got a
the
question
scenario.
then. Even when since we talking about materialistics or how we look, is it one brand a man can wear that'd be like, yeah, I know he got a classy type of vibe, right? Like what I mean by that is, I grew up on polo, Ralph Lauren polo, right? Everybody from West Baltimore, we wore polo. Like everything was polo. I even Trick Daddy's song, he wanted
Absolutely.
he wanted a whole sponsorship through
Yeah,
polo,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's one
Gotcha.
of those staple brands. That brand been around forever. Is a staple brand, almost like Jordans. Is a staple brand.
Mhm.
Is it one of those? Is it a brand that a man or a woman that can wear that you can be like, you know what? I can tell you they're a cool person, or not necessarily a cool person, somebody that you would date. Like if you got on Jordans, it's like one of the ones like, all right, at least I know he wear Jordans, right? Because to a
So for
woman,
us
again, y'all
in
can wear
DC,
Walmart,
it's
right?
shoes, right?
It's shoes,
So
okay.
the New Balances.
That's
the
not your
Air-
shoe.
sir, who you think is not
that
our
is
shoes?
yeah.
That is definitely our
I ain't
shoes.
gonna lie. That's
992 is definitely our
that's
shoe.
definitely a DC thing.
The
Like I said, I've only been here for a
992s,
year.
Okay.
New Balances. I knew nothing about New Balances until I moved
The
here.
gray fresh 992s.
I
is
knew
our
nothing
shoe,
about
okay?
New Balances until I moved to the DMV area. Period. Real. Like I listen. I have now that I live up here and I've been up here for a while. I went home.
Oh, you want some Morgan? Go Bears. Me too.
I went home. I'm like it said. I'm originally from
I can
Florida,
say that.
born and
She
raised
know everybody from school.
down south.
She not Julia. She smart as shit. She know everybody.
Born and raised down south. I'm from Florida. So when I went back home recently, I wore.
Y'all don't wear nothing. Like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I would. This is it for us.
what's a Geechee?
I know what a Geechee is. I'm like, what?
Well, your term of Geechee might be different from our
Okay,
term
so
of
what is
Geechee.
your
They
term
call
of
us
Geechee?
Bamas, so Bamas is not a good thing.
Okay, that's
So
that.
we-
Okay, so
That's
yeah,
why we don't like the DC people. They call us Bama.
okay. So we normally we call people from outside of where we're from. We call them Bamas because when we hear y'all talk, we think y'all weird. Y'all weird the way y'all talk. Because everybody, since I moved up here, everybody thinks I'm country.
You
I'm
is.
not.
I mean, I kind of hear it.
Look,
Yeah, I can
hold
hear it a
on.
little
That's
bit.
how you know we all country. He said you are the proper way. I said you is. Like,
But
bruh, like. And we the
Exactly,
first. I just told
exactly.
him we the first Southern state.
But
But
here-
tell us we ain't Southern.
Because when I got up here, y'all are. Hold on now. I did say y'all are southern. Y'all are a southern state. I did say y'all were a southern state. It's just everything that y'all do up here is more northerner. Because I'm not from here. Down south.
So what you consider that we do is more northern?
They think we just more flashier. That we just like
the way we put on for people, the way we put on is not the same way y'all would put on.
Maybe
When y'all put on like you said, shoes.
Yeah, they don't
the
do
clothes.
They wear jewelry maybe, but they don't do the whole.
What you just say?
They
We
do
wear jewelry, gold.
but they don't do
That's
the
how we
whole
put on.
Yeah,
That's how we put on. We wear
jewelry.
jewelry. We wear golds. It may be we may wear a certain type of hat or wear a hat a certain way. That's how we put on. But as far as spending the money on
like real live clothes,
I
that's what we do.
didn't start spending money on clothes till I moved up here. I'm not even gonna lie to you. My drip was real simple, it was flat.
T-shirt, baggy
Yep.
jeans.
No, not anymore. Not anymore. Maybe back in the day, that's crazy. Back in the day, that's crazy. Back in the day, yes, that was the trend back in the day. But as far as like Polo was probably about the biggest brand from down south. Polo, but then for us, it's really like we wear Nike, we wear Adidas, stuff like that. Especially because down in Florida, it's really majority of like our athletes. You feel me? So that's that the drip for us is gonna be something that's dealing with some type of athletics.
They don't make that much money selling drugs.
what?
Okay, we
mean,
need
they
you
don't.
back.
I'm not gonna elaborate on that at all. But
They transport. They
up
don't,
here,
like,
when I got up here,
they nickel and dime up north. We nickel and dime up north because the areas are so small. It's so much easier in the metropolitan areas.
you gonna make more money up here. You gonna make more money up here.
No,
It's-
the opportunity when there's more people, you get more opportunities.
Yeah,
That's
it's more
just-
people.
that's just-
See, we have
that's
more.
numbers.
We have
That's
more
just
people,
numbers.
but because it's so
It's
spaced out,
you don't get the
you
opportunity.
not
to,
you're not coming across the Central Florida from
that's-
down south
That's why I
to
said it that way.
yeah. You're not coming to Central Florida to try and
Why
step
you
on
think
nobody.
It's more women up north that'll mess with a nickel and dime boy on the corner because that's the faster money. Like even up north, it's even harder to make a lot of money. And again, this is more so what they present, even on television. You watch Power, you watch any of these shows, it still show that you got to get rid of so much more living in another area to make the same kind of money that somebody on the corner make.
I will say this, y'all. Neither one of you guys are from down south, right?
No.
I am. I'm from Maryland.
Y'all. I promise you, if you were put in a room with guys from here and guys from where I'm originally from, y'all will flock more to the guys from where I'm from than the guys from here.
Because they can take advantage of them.
No, not
They-
taking
they-
advantage.
they're
Not-
not
not-
fast.
it's not-
I will say
They more witty.
Y'all
The
up here
women-
take more advantage.
Yeah,
the,
I
wi-
feel
the
like
women up the north are witty. They just as witty as a man. They witty. Like they can literally explain to you a whole story. You miss it, and all you heard was her smiling at you. Literally. Down south is like, you just gonna see what I look like.
See, y'all got talk game up here. I will give y'all that.
That's
Y'all
the
got
wittiness. So-
y'all got talk game.
And they're
I will
gonna take
give y'all
advantage of that.
Y'all got talk
I
game
got a
like
que-
crazy.
Would y'all agree? And again, this is you coming from well, you from here, so you're Americanized and everything. But
Stop calling me Americanized.
I'm sorry.
I know my culture.
So do you believe that who takes advantage of who more? Are women?
Men
take advantage of
of
women
women
more?
way more.
Okay, explain. Elaborate.
Absolutely way more. Oh God, where do I start?
Oh,
Okay.
God. Jesus
A
Christ.
man will see a woman bossed up on her stuff, doing good, got it together. He will weasel his way in, make it seem like, oh, he want to be on the same as, oh, babe, I
Water.
got you. While he dropping her off at her business, he in her car going to pick up the
Period.
next person, doing this, doing that. When she making her money, he coming her, oh, babe, I'm about to go start this car business. Let me get this right quick so I can flip this. Oh, babe, all right, I can go meet the plug right quickly. No, men see successful women and they get jealous undercover and try to tear them down. Versus women seeing a man that's on his and like, damn, all right, you know what? Let me go in, let me play my part, let me learn.
Yeah.
A man that could teach you something, baby. Let me tell you something. A man that could teach you something, one of the best things out here, okay? A woman that could teach you something, even though we're the best thing out here, we get taken advantage of so much.
I'm sorry it happened to you.
I'm about to say not all men do the same thing that you're referring to.
You're not from up here.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just being honest with you
But what
because I'm just being real because I'm listening to it and I'm just like I know some guys that are like that, but I don't know.
Atlanta nigga, he was like that. He was.
First off, you just said Atlanta.
I'm just saying-
Atlanta is
Isn't that
a
considered
different.
like South?
Are they even men?
Yeah,
Oh,
I was just asking. I didn't know.
that's
I thought
crazy.
Wow.
They say
That's
Atlanta's
crazy.
like DC. They say them two areas is the same
But
thing. Like when it comes
Atlanta,
in.
we don't. When,
Oh, here?
when
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
we
hold
talk
on.
about
That's not what they
when
say.
we talk about the South. When we
That's
talk
not what
about
they-
the South, Atlanta is the South, but we leave Atlanta by
Wait.
themselves because there are
Chocolate City
things
is DC,
there's
right?
things that happen in Atlanta that
That's-
you will
that
not
was
see
the whole-
nowhere else. I will say
can believe
that.
that.
You from DC?
There are things that you will see in
You from
Atlanta
DC
that you will
too,
not
you-
see that you will not see anywhere else. I'm just gonna be honest.
So
with you.
have you ever heard that before? The whole Chocolate City thing, the whole DC has the same
Wait.
type of
Well,
thing that Atlanta have?
So they do say that it's a lot of DL men.
In
Yeah.
DC, okay.
Y'all-
I'm just making sure. I was just making sure I heard that before.
Ooh-wee.
No, I'm just saying I heard that before. That's the reason why I said it's like Atlanta when I asked are they men.
That's not
Reason why I said that because us
I
Baltimore-
agree with
hold on,
her.
the reason why I said it because us Baltimore men, we ain't like nothing else that these women be running into. You see what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is because we don't group ourselves with the state of Maryland. Because in different areas
And
of the
we
state of
appreciate
Maryland, there's
that.
different types of. I know y'all do. They love us. They love us, and I felt the same way about when it comes to like DC people. It's like yo, they different from everywhere else. That little ass spot, like it's a whole state, but it's little as shit. Like it's like 5 meters away from each other, right? But it's
So I'll say this, right? When it comes to
He
the
took that one.
caliber of
He felt that.
man
He felt that one.
that Baltimore makes versus DC make, I will always take a DC man over a Baltimore man, right? Baltimore, this
course.
is why I say that. Baltimore,
Y'all are wild,
y'all
G. What are
different
you
breed.
talking
Like,
about?
with
Yeah.
DC, we come with a mentality of survival, respect, get on, right?
Mhm.
Baltimore, y'all come from dog eat dog. And it don't matter what the situation is, how it's presented to y'all. Y'all have no freaking couth as men, okay? Not
okay.
all.
That's fine. No,
But
I'm not even gonna
if
disagree.
if I say who's more level-headed, right? DC guys, it's a certain southern hospitality that they're still exposed to, right?
They have Southern
Baltimore-
hospitality in DC.
Yes, absolutely.
do.
But
Yeah, they do.
Baltimore, I have
County.
yet to meet a Baltimore guy that has even allowed me to put my shoulders down and be like, okay,
You're not.
it's and that's
You're
my
not.
point.
You're not.
They gonna keep you on
They
your
be
toes.
trying to come
That's-
to your house.
say it
and
again?
swat.
Say it again. Nah, we
They gonna keep.
do not want
They
to
trying
come
to.
your house.
They just trying to
They
keep
be
you on.
trying to
They
come
just
up
trying to
and
keep you on your
like, oh, this where you
toes.
Oh, like me, it's like
They just trying to keep you on your toes. That's all it
You
is.
gotta go home.
Why you still here? Like, exactly. It's like I ain't
So-
gonna still. It's like
so
why
it's-
you still here?
So it
You did
sound
your
like
work.
the sex does supersede any success then. Because y'all naming guys that if a guy really try and come to your spot and cop a squat, he ain't successful at all. But he
I'm
blowing
be
your
honest
back
with you.
out. He's a chiropractor at this point.
If he's coming in the if he's coming in,
Oh, I own a business.
listen.
One
If the
thing
right
you
guy,
green.
that,
Y'all know how to
See,
tell
you
that
too
story.
green.
listen,
You're greener than
listen.
your eyes.
If the
Because
right
you fall
guy
for
come
anything.
in, if the
I'm
right guy
convinced.
come
I'm
in,
convinced you fall for anything.
and the right guy come in that's faking it till you make it, and he crack your back, I'm letting you know right now, he's squatting. He's squatting at the crib.
That's why I just said she keep
He's
on getting
squatting
got.
at the
She's
crib.
green.
First
Like
of all, I've not got and
you
I'm
got
not
13,
green.
10, and
I'm
20.
just saying, like
Sir,
there's a lot of guys
Let's
out
go
here
to
that's
one.
faking it till they make it.
But the thing is,
That is all they gotta do. All they know
What's
is
it?
if they get the opportunity to crack your back, they not going nowhere because they know what they working with.
I don't know. Everybody don't get the
That's why
opportunity
you
to
can
crack my
find
back.
So-
you can find good sex again. I personally feel like after a while I'm noticing, hey, you know what? You kind of staying longer than you should stay. You starting to like get emotionally like I kind of cut that off. I feel like
You
Specifically-
different then.
no, specifically I will say single mothers because we've been through so much emotionally with men. We're more hip to it. We're more aware. Like, okay, I know what type of nigga you are. I
Now
know
you
where
just
to put
had a
you.
lot more sex than most women without.
You know
3
what?
kids.
Don't do that.
Absolutely
Don't
not.
do that.
There's nothing wrong with having a lot of
Oh
sex.
my
Why do people
God.
think it's wrong? Something wrong with
Where y'all find this
I don't
man?
think
it's better to have casual sex or what y'all call meaningless sex before putting a title on sex. Like women
I
that
can agree to that.
Women that walk
Yeah.
around want to put a title on sex that's the second biggest red flag.
The ones
first
that
one-
want that talk about friends with benefits and shit.
That's the first one. Any female that tell you she got to be friends with the person she having sex with, she the first red flag ever. Like because nobody meets somebody to say, yo, that's gonna be my friend. I've never met a woman that said she's gonna be my friend. What? Oh my God! Hey, yo, you see her? That's gonna be my friend. You don't fucking meet people like that. And ain't no girl ever accepting a man's number
so
when
you
he
trying
walked
to-
up to her and said, you know what?
So you trying to say
That's
that?
gonna be my
hold
girl.
on.
Like we gonna be talking about. Get the fuck out of here.
So you talk, Mr. Toxic. So you trying to say women can't be friends with men and men can't be friends with women?
Attractive people. Two attractive people can't be friends with each other that you see attractive to each other. So if you,
So you trying to say if you see me and her out and we hanging out, there's no sexual relation going on between the two of us, you're gonna automatically think that
if
we're
it's two people that's attracted to each other, they're not going to be genuine friends. It's always going to be an underlying factor of wanting to have sex with that person. Listen to what you're asking and
It's
listen to
usually
the response.
man who's like that.
Two people that are
It can go both
attracted
ways on that
to
one. I
each
ain't gonna
other,
lie to you.
they're not going to be genuine friends. They're not. Because the underlying is if that day ever happened to slip up, we're going to have sex. And you should not be having sex with your friend. You allow your friend too much information. So, for instance, a friend is somebody that should be able to check up on your kid without you even checking up on them. A friend should be somebody that can go to your parent house without you even knowing they went to your fucking parent house. A friend should be able to somebody to come to a graduation or an event without you even knowing they're coming. That's a friend.
True.
That's the dynamics of a friend. So two people that are attracted to each other will never be genuine friends. We're not going to say they can't put on the facade. Yeah, that's my friend. But come on now, we ain't going out of town together and we both get drunk and we ain't going to have sex. That's insane. Especially if I'm attracted to you, we ain't going to stay in the same hotel room. We ain't going to do none of them things. And if you my friend
I
is
don't
just,
agree with that.
if you're a friend of the
I
opposite
done
sex,
done it about 3, 4, 5, 6 times. I don't agree
them
with
guys wasn't cute. But if you was
Yes,
just,
they
No,
was.
I've slept in
Yes,
the same
they
bed with
was.
us. And
if,
nothing
right,
happened.
come on,
This is
come
like,
out. If he your friend, you can get dressed in front of him naked, right? Or wrong?
Yes.
If he cute, you
Whoa.
not.
Yes, I will.
To you, he might not
That's
be
why-
cute.
that's
To
why I said
somebody
the-
else,
that's
say he
my
might be cute. But
point.
if,
it's the men who feel that way. Women, it's like, nah, you a little ugly to me. Like you just, you my
That's
friend.
what I just
Like,
said. If he ugly, I'm
like,
saying if
not
y'all
saying-
both
not saying he's
attractive,
ugly, but I'm saying that's how I deem it as. Like
I'm
I have a male friend who I'm close with,
he
and
ugly to you, right?
No, he's not ugly. He gets bitches. I ain't gonna lie, he gets females or whatever. But we have that dynamic where we know nothing will happen. We're not physically attracted to each other in that way.
That's what I just said. I said if two attractive people, two people that's
Mhm.
attracted to each other, they're never gonna be genuine friends. There's no way. It doesn't work like that.
okay, I see.
I mean, ask them. I mean, she says she's done it 6 times. She says she's done it twice. Like, I'm like, wait a minute, how? How? Like,
hey,
Because,
hey,
you know,
that's
look,
their
I would say this,
prerogative.
most of, actually not even most, all of my male friends, no, most of them. Most of my male friends come from childhood, right? That is the genuine, true bond. So
I will agree with that.
exactly.
That's
So
more
when you get
genuine than
older,
most.
you know that that's my brother, that's my cousin, whatever you want to call the person, right? Versus meeting a guy on the street and then getting that person's number and then being like, oh, whatever, we're gonna be friends. Normally that doesn't work, but that childhood sandbox friendship that you got, you don't
shout
ever
out to the sandbox.
Shout out to the
Hey,
shout out to
but
the
you don't ever
sandbox.
look at that person like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. I do. I have male friends that I have definitely traveled with, gone here, done all type of stuff, come over my house, sleep over, all type of stuff,
They ugly.
and never. No, they're not.
You are so.
They are not. And never once have I been like, oh, I want to cross the line. Slept in the same bed, all of that, but never
That's
once.
insane.
Yes.
Hey man, so let me go ahead and ask this question.
Nah, I get it.
Let me
You
go
ain't
ahead.
do it, right? Right.
Oh
They ain't my
my
friend.
God.
Yeah. That don't make sense.
It does. Sometimes you just want the comfort of a man.
Yeah.
Like, that's my cousin. That's my blood
You
cousin,
can't
right?
get comfort from somebody I'm
I'm going to tell you, that's my blood cousin, right?
So hold on,
Never.
let me ask you this
Mhm.
before you. So you trying to tell me if a man, well, your male friend that you like his company wants to, and you want to cuddle with this man, and his dick get hard, then that's a problem?
Come on,
I
bro.
just did it Friday. Yes. Okay.
I guarantee. Let me see him.
Yo,
Let me see him.
Hey, for the
Let me
brother
see
that
him.
was
Show me
hold
him.
on, for the brother that was involved in this
Show
situation,
me him.
I am so sorry.
My phone
I
go
am
loud.
absolutely
I
Show
saw
me
him.
him.
Show him you.
listen.
me him.
For the brother that was involved in this on Friday, I'm so sorry, brother, because I know for sure. I know for sure when your dick got hard, you was expecting to smash that night. I promise to God. I know you.
So you
Listen,
saying-
girl call
so you
a guy
saying
so
you don't have
Yes,
female
he
friends?
can.
I have female
So-
friends, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if you are
got
my
no female friends.
I do have female
They
friends.
gotta be ugly.
No, we grew up together. Like she said, we grew up together.
They still ugly.
No, they're not ugly. But my thing is, I'm not cuddling with them. I'm not cuddling with them. I'm not laying in the same bed with them. I'm not gonna let them to get. I'm not gonna let them get in dress.
together, and they're like dress club attire, like the pic. You don't.
Yeah,
find them.
but they do all that without me being around.
So you never been out to the club with your female friends?
Yeah, I've been to the club with my female friends, but I'm saying is they're not getting in dressed in front of me.
But
They're
I'm
not.
saying like they're still in that like that, and your friends with you don't find.
Yeah,
them
I'm listen. So I'm really like the guy that's the friend that's like, okay, if we go to the club, essentially I turn into security. I turn into security. I turn into security.
supposed to go to the NFL.
I turn into
It
security.
makes sense now.
I turn into security. I legitly turn into security with my with the female friends that I may go out with. I turn into security, and not saying they're at the club dancing on me because I'm their friend or nothing like that. That's crossing the boundary for me because we friends, we cool, we not because I'll tell you right now, if you dance with me, what happens at that point. What happens at that point. Because if I can't tell you I'm not gonna do this immediately after get.
Who misuse friend more, men or women?
Men.
What the fuck? Y'all just don't. Y'all don't
That's
have no
crazy.
Because
accountability.
everybody
This
y'all
insane.
friend. Everybody y'all friend.
Mhm.
With
Just
us,
now
a
got
friend
caught
is
up.
a true
And really, that's your
friend.
coochie cousin the whole time. Sorry.
That's what?
Exactly
What the-
right.
a coochie
Exactly.
cuz?
A
Exactly.
coochie cousin is another female who has had the same penis inside of you. It's like your coochie cousin.
Whoa.
We share, like that's what it is.
Whoa.
Like,
That's
so it's
that's
like, that's not
wow.
your crazy coochie cousin.
So y'all got the nerve. Hold on. So y'all got the nerve to kill a guy off for him and his friends. Don't sleeping with the same chick, but if it's okay when y'all do it.
Oh, I ain't never had that before.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
So that's what you're saying. So if two guys smash the same girl, it's frowned upon. But when you and your homegirl don't smash the same nigga, it's okay.
Most of the time, it's accidental.
Yes.
Men know what they be doing.
First off,
Yes.
it's never accidental because guess what? Y'all go back and tell y'all friends everything.
No,
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So you don't tell so you ain't never told your homegirl
Something
about the nigga that you.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something, EJ.
Like,
EJ,
you know
women
what I
take L's in
said.
private, bro. I learned that women take L's in private. Women be out here sleeping with 10, 15, dating 10, 15 men all at the same time. They do it in private though.
Mhm.
So that's the reason why you think, like she said, for 10 years you think I wasn't having sex? No, she was. She was taking
She
them
never
L's
doing
in
it,
private.
but she was doing it in
Bruh.
her privacy of her
Bruh.
own.
No, not even the privacy of our own home. It was just in private. Whereas though the people in the public sector,
They didn't know
ain't
what
know
was going on. I feel you.
Listen,
I feel you.
bruh.
So let me ask
Bruh.
this question.
Listen, the whole phase exists for women all the time. It's not a bad thing. It's not like it's a bad. Y'all take it as a bad thing because it's with
I
another
feel like
woman how
it's,
another woman
it's
look
not
at
it's
you.
not
I
a
don't
bad
think
thing.
it's
It's
a bad
growing
thing.
pains.
I
Yeah, you
feel
said
like,
it. So you're your whole phase. That's why I like it.
First
There
off,
you
I'm
go.
not in my whole phase.
Oh, you out of it.
I went to Morgan State.
Oh, then you was definitely
You already know how it was.
So
back
I'm about to
then.
We
say,
got
if
a
you
whole
went to
song
Morgan
about
State,
Morgan women.
you went to Morgan
We got a whole
State.
song
Hold
about
on,
Morgan
hold
women.
on. Morgan State recruited me for football. I've been to visits at Morgan State. I
and
already know
Howard-
what's up at Morgan
Morgan
State.
and Howard got a
I don't
whole
know nothing
But
song
I
about
feel
them.
like a whole phase.
I don't know
Howard
nothing about
comes
Howard,
every year.
but Morgan
Every
State.
year.
Listen, I visited Morgan
Every
State
year.
back in
Oh,
like
did I say that?
2000 and I want to say this was like 2013.
Yeah.
Listen, crazy.
She was
Crazy.
there.
Crazy.
Look, you remember.
Listen, them 2 years that I was recruited by Morgan State back in high school, I promise you, that was crazy. Because going to visit there was like, any HBCU that I visited was always the same story. Like when I go to the PWIs is one thing, they keep a lot of their stuff low key. HBCUs, y'all put everything on Front Street. Y'all use that as a recruiting technique.
They do. So let's go with recruiting, right? Let's use recruiting as the term, right? Right? We're gonna use recruiting.
When
Right?
you go through your
I got you.
recruitment phase, I feel it's necessary so that when you actually meet like your soulmate or your partner, you're not out here looking. You like, I mean, I've dabbled and dabbled. Like men do it too, but it's just different because we're women, and it's like you rather have you don't
Hold
know
on,
that
what
your
you mean
fem-
by what you mean by double
I feel
down?
like
All
a
women
man
wanna
doesn't
be
want to know
choosing.
that their partner has had like multiple dicks inside of them. Y'all find it just
Oh.
weird.
Oh,
But we
wow.
should be okay
Whoa.
with the fact that y'all have stuck your dick in multiple pussies. It's just weird. Like it doesn't make any sense. If you want it to be equal, like you said, I don't think it should
Fair.
matter. Fair, like you said, it's
Fair.
fair. Excuse me. It
Nothing is
shouldn't
equal.
matter. It's like I'm with you now. Why you worried about Tom, Dick, hair? Like it shouldn't
I
matter.
agree with that. I agree with that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I agree with that. Once we're together, that all our past stuff, just out the window, in my opinion.
So
Hold on,
Again.
I got to ask a question real fast. So, a little off topic. So, if y'all were talking to y'all younger selves, would y'all younger selves be proud of you right now, currently?
Absolutely. Yeah. I would.
She's
I
like,
would.
"Steve."
Go ahead and
Yeah.
elaborate on
To my younger self, I get asked this question a lot. You know, they always want to end as, "What would you tell your younger self?" And I would tell my younger self, "Don't you change a motherfucking thing." Yes.
had that 10 years. You know that 13, 10, and 1? You better have that 10 years.
Continue
That
do
decade was
exactly
important.
do it all of that the same way because it's gonna be growing pains.
That
when you come.
decade was important.
What about you?
What we talking about?
Yeah, I definitely feel like she'd be proud of me. She probably would say, you know, you're definitely more confident than you give yourself credit for. So she'd be like, go ahead, girl.
That's dope. With
Mhm.
that bravado. You,
Mr. Tox, I'm gonna go ahead and ask you the same question, big dog. Come on.
man, my younger self would probably be like, yo, you turned out a little worse than what I expected.
That's crazy.
Like, seriously, like, because when I was a kid, I was a nerd. So I did sign language.
I
I
can
sung
tell
in the
from the
choir.
shirt. I ain't
I
gonna lie
did
to you.
little crazy
Oh
stuff
my
that stuff in the hood you couldn't do, right? Like I was singing in the choir doing sign language, but I couldn't go on Pennsylvania Avenue down McCullough Homes or Murphy Homes and be like, yo, I'm in the choir, right? So I know for a fact my younger self would be like, yo, I ain't think you was gonna be that bad. Is it saying like
Hey, I agree.
now,
Hey, listen.
I'm saying I ain't bad in the sense of success. But when it comes to success, I'm deemed one of those special type of men where regardless if I got 17 kids, I'm still one of those special type of men, right? And
I'm gonna reserve my peace.
What?
Because
No, but
baby, I
what-
can sweep the floor with you and run circles, but I ain't gonna do it.
Listen,
Okay.
listen what I'm trying to say. So my younger self would be like, yeah, you're a lot more successful than what we probably would have thought compared to how I was when I was a younger guy. But he definitely be like, yo, you crazy now.
Can I ask it what it is that you do?
I'm a logistics manager.
Okay.
I'm a logistics manager. So I tell people how to make
I know what
5
logistics
beauty salons in 6 months.
So tell me what's next for the business.
Growth, expansion, more schools.
I just want to say more schools,
Yeah, more
more
schools.
shops
I
opening
just
up.
went back and got my master's. So
Okay.
going back and get
Now-
I'm a nurse. So I just went back and got my master's. So now I'm an MP. I want to be able to bridge the two with aesthetics and beauty and everything together. So expansion, bigger space, coming in, being able to teach the dermas, the fillers, all of the plastic surgery that I do behind the scenes that no one knows that I'm into.
Okay, that's
Mhm.
what's
I like
up.
that.
I like that.
6
Yeah.
months? We could probably have it in 3 months. We can make it happen.
That's
I'm trying to get a
crazy.
millionaire real
That
fast.
is wow.
I just looked at my watch too. I got time. And my DR Sanders voice.
So same question for you. What's next in the business?
For me?
Yes.
Well, I actually work for 2 associations. One, we're teaching AI to African Americans to
Oh,
how
shit.
we start like small businesses. So it was exciting to hear you as far as like with, nails and all that because technically AI is going to take away all of like the things like program management. So the service that's something that's going to be really big. So we're trying to implement somehow like collaborate the two. We're working on that. And then I
Okay.
also work for an association that deals with interior design. And specifically, I work with like the student engagement part, and we're trying to get like more Black interior designers. We're trying to like really diversify because it's nothing but white people right now. So
That's what's up.
Okay. I feel you.
Me?
Definitely. Yes. Absolutely, Mr. Toxic. What's next in the business
Listen,
for you,
man.
man?
Everything is next in business, right? I'm going to collaborate with
No, you're not.
no, and service. No.
I mean,
It's-
and the crazy thing
this is my thing. This is my thing.
Hey, we love every time Mr. Toxic
Hey,
comes
listen,
on the show, man.
What
We got
I'm saying is like, nah, I'm working on a brand new club. Hopefully we call it Toshibo, right?
Okay.
It means fun, good, exciting in Japanese, right? It's a Japanese name. My grandmother Japanese, so that's where the name come from. So I'm working on this club right now, this big adventure with the vibes. My guy,
Yes,
we
sir.
already get ready to partner up, put a business plan together, and everything like that. So that's what's next. But what's right now is if you want to find out anything specific to the glow, you just saying go to www.cupofchee.com and you can find anything that can glow with you. Not grow with you, glow with you. Right? Right?
This has been a show. I appreciate everybody for coming on. Toxic, you always do your thing. This has been another lovely episode of the Vibes Podcast, man. Shout out again to the sponsors, Bubbles Galore. Shout out again to the newest sponsor, Sandbox. Go to www.sandbox collection. Use code VIBES, VIB3Z. Get that 10% off. I ain't gonna say I'm gonna take something from it, but do your thing. And shout out to the new co-host of Vibes Podcast, man. The dark skinned Clark Kent is what they call him.
Dark skin Clark Kent
Yeah,
is
the
insane.
relationship man. NFL maybe, sports kinda. So I'm gonna let you guys tell where everybody can reach you at.
If you want to find me, Mrs. London is my personal Instagram. Snob Nails is my business Instagram. And you can always email snobbishnails@gmail.com for more information about the school.
You can follow me on IG, Naomi_JR. That's how you can reach me. Can I say my other socials? So.
If you want to follow me or find me, just Google #Mr. Got That Glow. Just Google it. I promise you, you can go on Google right now, and the Baltimore Sun gonna be talking about being one of the top 3 radio hosts in Baltimore City. Just Google it. Google #Mr. Got That Glow. That's MRGOTDDATGLOW.
Now, if you lying to me,
I wouldn't lie.
if you lying to me,
Google it. #Mr. Got That Glow.
We're
You gonna
talking
see.
about let you
it says no results, no results found. G.
Cat. Oh, you ain't got no service.
That says no results found.
I know he found it. Cat.
Oh.
Cat.
Oh,
Cat.
yeah.
Cat.
Were you talking about coming
You
to
see the
America?
Baltimore Sun right there. Cat. You know you talking to him? You not see what I look like? What are we talking about?
Listen, this has been another lovely
#the notorious
episode.
ass eater. #the Baltimore
Stop
Jim
it,
Jones.
please.
#the male breast dog.
That's why he ain't got no kids. So shout out to the Vibes Podcast, man. Shout out to the guy
That's why they love me.
behind the scenes that makes everything possible. Chaz Moody Media, man. We have been working together for about 6 months.
Shout out to
And
Chaz.
he been doing this motherfucking thing. Chaz, you done work with who? You done work with Bubbles. You done worked on certain podcasts.
You work with Chee.
You done did the afro. I ain't gonna say nothing. But shout out to my guy, man. This has been another lovely episode of the Vibes Podcast, and we're gonna catch you on the next one.
When the vibes, chilling with the vibes, You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Out of here. Get out.